mentioning Chester Himes, and so my question is just like his two main characters in the Harlem Cycle, Gravedigger Jones, Coffin Ed Johnson. Will you, if you work this way, will you ever make any characters that are reminiscent of that kind of co-partnership that's kind of equal?
I don't know. You know, I mean, I have them, right? I have, but I like to make them different kind of characters. Like for instance, Fearless Jones and Paris Menton are those characters. Socrates and the boy that he's kind of raising are those kinds of characters. But I love Haim's work, but I don't feel a need to echo it. I think it stands on its own.
Hi, Mr. Mosley. It's really nice to see you. So this is a very deep question, and that is, you have to answer why you have Easy Rollins reading the Fido while he's hungover.
When was it? What book was that?
Devil in a Blue Dress.
It was Devil in a Blue Dress. Wow.
How can anybody do that?
Well, I mean, it depends on how old you are, right? Devil in a Blue Dress, he's mid-20s. He's having a hangover, but hangovers aren't as bad when you're in mid-20s. In mid-70s, so how come he's still breathing? Because Easy, you could have if Easy had a hangover at 25, he could also have sex at the same time. He said, I felt a little hungover, but I kept it up. I mean the sex.
Go ahead, man.
Hi, Mr. Mosley. I was wondering if August Wilson has had any impact on your writing and your storytelling, and if so, if you could tell us about that.
Well, there are many things to say about August. I think he and I unconsciously reflected one another. That we were trying to do the same kind of thing, trying to tell a history without telling a history. You tell a history by seeing how people live, not by saying, well, then they did, and this is what that means, and this is what that means. And we never talked about it. I mean, we knew each other. One of the problems, though, in oddly racist America, is everybody thought that we were the same person. Mm-hmm. And it's because we had the same kind of skin color basically, but we don't look anything alike. And people come up to me and they say, "Oh, hi, you're that writer, right?" I say, "Yes." And I said, "Oh man, I love your work. You are just so good. You're so great." And I said, "Oh, thank you." He said, "I love Ma Rainey's Black Power." And one day I was talking to August, and he said, "They do it to me, man. They come up and talking about devil in a blue dress." I said, "What are you talking about? The devil don't wear dresses." And then one day, now August had died. He'd been dead for 3 years. And a guy walked up to me and said, "Oh, it's so wonderful to meet you, Mr. Wilson." And I said, "Look, I let people get away with this shit when he was alive. He's not dead. All right? And I'm alive. And so stop calling me August Wilson."
Mr. Mosley, do you have any strategy or any insight on what we can do